Hi angels, welcome to Earth Angel Energy. I'm the Earth Angel and today I'm bringing you another pick a card reading, and today's topic is what are you known for? So when people think of you, what do they know you for? I have 3 piles for you, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Go ahead and take a second, see which pile resonates with you, and we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose a first pile, then this is your reading on what are you known for? What do people know you for? Okay, so I'm going to be honest. The first word that's popping into my head is bougie. So I feel like people know you to be a little bit bougie in the sense that like you seem very prosperous. You could be well put together. You also seem like the kind of person who always... It seems like you're either always receiving things or things are always moving for you. When it comes to like opportunities or prosperity, you never really seem stagnant here. People could also know you as someone who has pretty high standards as well, and someone who's pretty averse to like either toxicity, drama. It's like if somebody wants to argue with you, somebody wants to fight with you, I just feel you don't really engage in that. People kind of know you for that. So when people think of like drama, or if people think of like toxicity, they think of you as someone who doesn't like to engage in that, like specifically. You're also not afraid to say no to things, but it comes from a perspective of knowing what's for you and what's not for you. I will say this though, the energy doesn't really feel that harsh though with the 5 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. People just feel like you have boundaries, you know what you want, but at the same time, there's something very warm and open about you. Like people still like connecting with you. If you do ever say no to something, you'll let people down easy. I'll be honest, people also know you as someone where people don't quite know how you have what you have, or how you build what you build, or how you get the opportunities that you do. There's something about your manifestation where you seem like blessings come in for you pretty steadily and easily, but sort of mysteriously. So like you could get opportunities, or you could get access to things, or things could move very quickly for you in a way that feels a little bit unusual. It's like how do things move for you in such a smooth or seamless way? Let's get some more. There's something mysterious about you. Like people know you as someone, 7 of Wands. You're unique, Judgment. I'll be honest, people do know you as someone who has like strong morals though, and strong boundaries. And you kind of stick to your guns even if people don't quite like see the vision, or people don't quite understand. You're not afraid to kind of stand on your own if you feel like you're still right. You could also be the kind of person where you turn out to be right later on. I feel like a lot of people know you as someone who either is kind of ahead of the curve or even like sets trends as well. What else do we have here? What are you known for? Hermit, yeah, very mysterious. Someone very wise, almost like this sage-like energy. You're loving. You're also very practical as well too. 5 of Pentacles and the Temperance. You're always able to get yourself out of like a pickle. Like if you're in like a difficult situation, you always know the way forward. You always know the way towards a solution. I'll be honest, I don't think you're the kind of person where you'll ever really often go towards people and say like, will you fix this for me? I feel like you're always known as that person where, one thing I will say is this: I think you're fine with collaborating with people, and if you need help, you're not afraid to ask for help, but you're just not that person who's like, I don't know what to do. Like you're really not known for that at all. Yeah, Hierophant, you're like always able to find a way. Very sage-like energy. You could be very spiritual. Wow. If you have a strong relationship with God, people definitely know you for that. People really feel like you're known as someone who is either very blessed or you have like a genuine relationship with God. Wow, Empress. If some of you belong to a certain religion where, and I think all religions are like this, where you'll see people and you'll be like, wow, they really exemplify like what that is. Like say like being a Christian. You know, some people say they're Christians, but they really don't act Christian like at all. They can be cruel, they can be mean, judgmental, harsh, all that. If you have some sort of religious belief, I feel like you're also known as someone where it's like, oh yeah, they actually act like a Christian, or they actually act like someone who has a relationship with God. Yeah, 2 of Cups, very loving as well too. You're known as someone who's very loving and also someone who a lot of other people love. So you could be, I will say this, you're known as someone who's popular, but I'm going to be honest, it kind of feels not necessarily one-sided, but like you could be known as someone who's popular, but like you don't hang out with a billion people, like you're not always seen with a billion people. But if people were to ask like, hey, like how do you feel about so and so, they'd be like, oh yeah, I love them, like they're great. So it's like you're popular, but there's a certain level of distance still. What else? I also feel like I'm having kind of a hard time getting the words out. So you could also be known as someone who makes people a little bit nervous or intimidated. Two of Pentacles. I'm going to be honest. Number one, there's something here where you are really known as like, even if you've only got 2 pentacles and you're back against the wall, you can figure out a way forward. Like you just kind of refuse to take L's. Like you'll always figure out a way to find a solution to your situation. But I will say this, you also are kind of known as someone who, I don't know if people just kind of see you as having a higher intellect, or you're strategic, or you have like big goals and aspirations. People do kind of know you as someone who, I just heard, you move through life like you're playing chess. Yeah, I feel like I get a lot of that for you. Like you play to win. Even if you're like down a move, or even if things seem difficult, like you always find a way to move forward or get yourself into a more advantageous position. It's like there's always a solution, there's always a move, there's always a path forward. Knight of Cups. You're very like socially intelligent as well too, so you're very smart. You're fun to be around. You could also be known as someone who makes people feel good. Like you could like to give people compliments or really connect with people. You are just great at like fixing problems. One thing I will say is this though, you're not known as someone where it's like, hey, like talk to pile one and they'll fix everything for you. Like no, you fix your own problems. Now, like if you're collaborating with someone and it makes sense, say like you're working with someone, it's like, oh my gosh, like what are we gonna do? It's like, oh, I know what to do. People don't see you as someone where you're not like gonna clean up their mess or anything, but they just know like if they come to you and genuinely ask you for advice and listen, you will give them good advice that puts them in a better position. It's like no matter what, and I feel like you should really give yourself credit for this, especially if it resonates. Like even if you find yourself in a tough situation, you do always find a way forward. You do always find a way to put yourself back into an advantageous position. Anything else? Beautiful energy for you, Pawan. Come on, magician. This is what you're known for. You're known as the magician. You get things done. You are capable. You have like this, I almost want to say uncanny. You have this uncanny way of moving forward. Like you really do play life like it's chess. And I feel like there's been multiple people where they've seen you in a situation and it's like, oh, I don't know like what they're going to do. And then you like pop back out in a way better position or in a way better place or with way better people. So really, you know, give yourself credit for this and continue to utilize this energy. I feel like this is going to be very, very helpful moving forward. And just remember, you know, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on, there's always a move forward. There's always a path to put yourself into a better position. Queen of Cups. Ooh. And very attractive too. I feel like there's also something here where you're very charming. I feel like a lot of people know you as someone that a lot of people like. And I feel honestly, for some of you, people might even kind of ruminate on this. Like, why do so many people like them? Or why, especially if you're the kind of person, do you ever know those people who are famous for being kind of like hard to please and they don't like anyone, but then they like you? I feel like people ruminate on that if that resonates for you. And I think they kind of come to the conclusion because they like you too. It could even be people who don't like a lot of people, but then they like you too. I think a lot of people respect you for your abilities, for the fact that you're easy to work with. And there's something here too where you don't give me the energy of like, I don't need anyone, I don't want people's help. Like you don't give that energy. I feel like you're open to help, you're open to collaboration, but you don't rely on other people's help. And I think a lot of people appreciate that about you. And at the same time too, I think you've just kind of figured out, you know, if you're an affable person, if you listen to people, if you connect to people, if you make them feel seen and heard and liked, they will probably like you too. So once again, someone who I think, whether it's socially, financially, professionally, you move through life like an expert. That's what you're known for. And I think a lot of people look up to you for that very reason. 9 of Cups. And you're just fun. Like, don't underestimate that as well, too. Just be fun. Be fun to be around. Be fun to talk to. It'll help you a lot in life. All right, that's what I have for you. Great energy, pile one. I would just say continue to hone this energy. I feel like this is an authentic energy for you, but I think this is going to really help you in these next cycles of life. Just always kind of figuring out, what do I have to work with? Where am I? What can I do moving forward to get myself in a good position? I know I'm in this space right now. There's challenges in life that, just like everybody else, we're all facing, but I just look at it that way. What can I do to kind of put myself in a better position? Take action on it, move forward. I think it'll get you very far in life. Beautiful energy, pile one. That's what I have for you. I do hope that resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, those who book personal readings with me, and my channel members who get early access to these pick a card readings. Thank you all so much once again. Until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, pile two. So if you just a second, pile, then this is your reading on what are you known for. Okay, first and foremost, I feel like you are known for not like switching up. There's something about you where, whether it's like your personality, your beliefs, your morals, it stays really consistent. I feel like whether people have known you before, known you over a long period of time, you've never really changed kind of your core of who you are. There's something... Maybe for some of you, you're a little bit more traditional. It doesn't feel like judgmental or harsh in any way, but it's sort of like your beliefs don't just change with the trends. They don't just change with the times. I think you're open to learning, you're open to growing, but people kind of know, like if you're looking for a solid person who's just like a genuine person with genuine beliefs, will maybe give you good advice, who maybe lives a good life as well too, that's what you're known for. Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you're also known as someone who's not super rushed. You're steady. There's like a very dependable energy. It's more exciting though, in my opinion, and we'll get to that. With the Three of Pentacles, you're really fun to collaborate with. I feel like people just know you as someone where it's like, if you connect with pile two, they will get it done. They're nice to work with. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. Page of Pentacles, I'll be honest, people could also know you as someone who either looks younger than you are, or people always assume that you're younger than you are. You still kind of keep that joy, a little bit of like a youthful wonder, like joie de vivre kind of energy. Six of Wands, very victorious, very like dependable in the sense of like people can always depend that you're gonna do well. You could be very talented or multi-talented. Six of Wands and Eight of Wands, you also really build people up. Like you're heavily known for that. People know you as someone where you make them feel confident. You make them feel empowered, self-assured. You really build people up. You don't tear them down. I think that's why a lot of people like to connect with you. With the Best Friends, which is my Lover's card as well, there's just something about you really connecting really well with people. You could be known as someone where like, if people are going to introduce you to other people, friends, family, they're like, oh yeah, like if I have to choose one person to kind of reflect positively on me, if you're working on a project with people and it's like, hey, can you bring somebody else to help in? I feel like you're kind of one of the first people that pops into people's head. It's like, I know they're going to be fun to work with. I just heard people know you as someone who won't embarrass them. We'll just leave that there. Like, once again, I feel like you just carry yourself in a way that I think a lot of people admire. It's kind of reminding me of the energy from Pile 1 where it's like, you're that person that's known for being kind of respected and admired by everyone. Wow, very well spoken, very intelligent. You're just so nice to like collaborate with in particular. And I think once again, I keep saying the word dependable. But I think that's a great thing, honestly. Like, I personally also try to cultivate a level of dependability. I think you still want to be flexible and understand, you can't be the exact same every single time. But I think it's something that will get you really far in life. Let's get some more. So far, it's really, really nice energy. Also, I'm hearing, like, naturally gifted, maybe, like, naturally athletic as well, too. Let's see what else we have. What are you known for, Pile 2? What are you known for? Ooh, very attractive. You're also known as someone who's like remembered fondly by even people that you're not connected to anymore. You also recover quickly from things. Like if you disconnect from people, if you leave a situation, you kind of get over things really quickly and you recoup really quickly. You move on quickly. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. There is kind of similar to pile one. There is a lot of curiosity about how you do what you do though. Because you always seem to be elevating, you always seem to be growing and expanding in a way that feels abnormal or faster or more efficient than other people. And people do kind of wonder, like, how do you do what you do? And for some of you, you've had some sort of transformation or you're on some sort of new path or journey that I do think people kind of look at you and think, like, how do they do that? I don't know. Like, there's something about you that almost seems a bit like a... I keep hearing the word hustler. Like... in the sense of like you're always just like making things happen, like things are always growing for you in a way that I think it doesn't grow for most people, and people do kind of see you as someone who, it's like every time they see you it's like you're making things happen. I'm trying to figure out the word I want to use, because with you it feels very above board, it feels very like ethical and moral. But people do kind of wonder, like, how do you have so much success? Or how do you have so many opportunities with me? 5 of Wands, 9 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. People also know you as someone who does not like drama. They can know you as someone who doesn't like to hurt people's feelings. You're not harsh. Okay, let's get a little bit more on that. Yeah. 5 of Swords. Okay, what's the 5 of Swords? I saw some like 9 of Cups peeking out. Ooh, okay. You could be known as someone who's had a more challenging time in the past. Man, you could honestly be known as somebody where people just like come at you for no reason. Or like people like did harsh things to you for literally no reason and you've just like healed through it. Yeah. Oh man, honestly, I think people really admire you, but I'll be honest, especially if some of you have dealt with any sort of like prejudice or anything like that. We have the Star, the 7 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. Honestly, people know you as someone where it's like you're doing very well and you seem like a very happy person, but like you have to deal with a lot of like BS from people, or you've had to deal with a lot of BS from people. Like you're still happy, but like people try to tear you down for no reason. I don't know. I feel like people honestly are kind of like mad on your behalf. Like when people kind of think about you and like what maybe people have done to you, I feel like some people get kind of like pissed off a little bit. I'm just getting this energy of people actually being upset. Yeah. Now keep in mind, people don't see you as a victim. I feel like people see you as someone where people try to victimize you and are unsuccessful or fail. Or like you'll recover and do even better. Yeah. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah. 7 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. It's kind of funny. I will just say this is kind of reminding me a bit of like a Meghan Markle energy. And to be very clear, because I got a comment recently, I have no ill feelings or ill will towards Meghan Markle. Nothing in her energy has ever indicated anything to me of concern. She honestly seems like quite a lovely, hardworking, and ambitious woman, which I think there is nothing wrong with that. And she kind of reminds me of someone where it's just like people attack her for no reason, like almost to a like deranged level. But every time she shows up, she seems to be very successful and doing very well for herself. And that's kind of what it reminds me of here, where I see a lot of abundance for you. You're known as someone who is loved, who is attractive, who takes very good care of themselves. If you can read cards, these are incredibly good cards. Someone who invests in things, grows things, builds things. 9 of Cups and a 9 of Pentacles is also either like a self-made person or a self-possessed person. And someone that a lot of people do like and do want to invest in. And this might make people jealous or make people like envious. It's almost like this polarized energy where I think you're very popular and very well liked and very successful in your own right. And people know you as someone where this like bothers some people. So you could have like haters or people who are like jealous of you. And people know you for this. But you're also known for kind of like people not understanding why people feel this way. Two of Wands. Temperance in reverse with the Three of... Yeah. You could be known as someone who makes people feel unbalanced. But they like choose to feel unbalanced about you. Queen of Cups, you're very loving. Like, I'll be honest. You're kind of known as someone who... Like, some people get, like, mad at you or salty with you. I think it's more behind the scenes than anything else. I think also a lot of this could be past energy. Yeah. Wow, with the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords. You're known for kind of, like, having people get a little bit salty or jealous of you for no reason. Other than maybe, like, I'll be honest, some of you are doing quite well because I see a lot of pentacles here. I see a lot of cups here. So some of you could either be doing very well for yourselves or it appears that way. And that could kind of cause some anger or resentment. And I'm going to be honest, I keep hearing either like discrimination or something about you where people could have some like biases that have nothing to do with your behavior. They just, you know, have like preconceived notions. But once again, I think that's why your energy comes through so stable and steadfast, is because you understand this better than anybody. I feel like you've lived in your reality and you seem to be in this really beautiful flow where you understand that a lot of people do love you and support you and want to collaborate with you. I think also too, you've had a lot of great successes in life and things are really blossoming for you, and you're able to kind of just skim over any of like the BS or the drama or discrimination and just kind of forge forward. I think that's why your energy comes through so strong and so steadfast, because you just don't let people take you down. I think you've realized if you just focus on the love around you and the support around you, you can live a very, honestly, a much more abundant life than anybody who hates on you. I think this is an absolutely gorgeous energy, and like, if I upset anybody during this reading talking about, you know, some other examples, hating on someone will never give you the life that you want. I don't think, Pile 2, if this is resonating for you, I don't think I need to tell you this. I think that you've just realized that there's a lot more abundance and happiness, joy and peace in love, and investing in those who love you and giving them love back and all thriving together. It's a beautiful energy, but you might even be someone who's sensitive to seeing other people being hated on or being discriminated against or talked against for no reason. I know I feel that way. I'm like, there's so many people who are actually doing horrible things in this world. Why don't you focus on people who are harming others instead of someone where you're just upset with them because they're pretty or because of the color of their skin? Novel idea, right? But this is a beautiful energy for you, Pile 2, and I think you cause, honestly, a lot of people to think really critically, because people know you as someone who's steadfast, loving, and on paper, someone just very unproblematic. But I do think that you've dealt with people who've like hated on you or talked about you, and you have caused a lot of people to really reflect and think, why are they being this way towards this person? I think you've honestly illuminated a lot of people to some of the darker, more manipulative and nefarious ways that people operate in this world. Because when you shine your light and people get angry at your light, it makes people question those people. Why are you so upset at this, you know, kind, steadfast, abundant person? Maybe if they vibrated in a similar energy to you, they could be happy like you and successful like you, but being the bigger person is sometimes harder than being a hater. I think you've seen that firsthand, but thankfully you've chosen the way that's going to give you abundance and joy and happiness in this life. So congratulations. It's a beautiful energy. That's what I have for you, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that resonated for you. Thank you so much for being here. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, those who book personal readings with me, and my channel members who get early access to these pick a card readings. Thank you all so much for being here once again. Until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, Pile 3. So if you chose a third pile, then this is your reading on what are you known for. Okay, I'm seeing a fiery energy here. You're known as someone who's very attractive and can maybe attract other people easily with the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor. People definitely know you as someone where you're very serious about either like your business, your job, your money, whatever you have that's kind of your professional sphere. That's where you really like are putting a lot of your emphasis. Now with the Knight of Wands, Five of Cups, and Knight of Swords, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if you're either known as being like a bit of a heartbreaker, or if you're known for kind of like putting love on the back burner because it's just not where your energy seems to be right now. Or maybe you've like dealt with people where it's like, all right, I'm gonna put love on the back burner and just focus on like my finances. When it comes to your professional life or your professional abilities, it's like top notch. But people just kind of see you as not really like caring about like romance or connections like that at the moment. I want to dig more into this and see what exactly this means. Devil, yeah, okay. I see what this means now. You do not deal with toxicity at all. Like, you are known as someone, like, I'll be honest, like, whatever your feelings are or your standards are when it comes to romantic relationships, you do not play about it. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with not dealing with toxicity in particular. Like, people know you very strongly for that. They can't run you around. They can't run game on you. Like, it's a no for you. Yeah. Seven of Wands and the Two of Wands. The King of Cups. You could be known to be like a little bit picky, but for good reason. Okay. I feel like you definitely march to the beat of your own drum as well. Like, you're known for making decisions that work for you, but also making decisions that are based on what you want and not what other people want. I feel like you do take other people into consideration, but you have a very strong foundation of like, this is who I am, this is the kind of life I want to live, you know. It's a bit of like a live and let live kind of energy. Let's see what else we have here. But also at the same time, being honest with people. Like, you'll let people live their life, but if they ask you like, hey, should I do this, and you feel like they shouldn't, like, you're not gonna kind of like, you know, you're not gonna pussyfoot around it. Like, you'll be very honest about what your stance is or what your feelings are on the matter. Okay. You're nice to collaborate with, though. You have great ideas, honestly. Okay, if any of you are familiar with the show Mad Men, now, keep in mind, this is like a show set in the 60s, so like there's a lot of like questionable professional behavior in the show. But if you look at them like in terms of their abilities at their job, it's basically about an ad agency. And several of the characters in particular, I'm thinking of Don Draper and then Peggy, are like very, very good at what they do. They're ad copywriters. And they are like great at what they do. They're very charming. They're very capable. I feel like you're really known for being that kind of energy. But when it comes to your professional life, it's like 10 out of 10. But for some of you, maybe you just kind of put some more like personal stuff on the back burner. Like, some of you could be in a relationship, but say maybe you're not like running around with your friends all the time. Or there's something here where most of your energy seems to be around like your professional life or your legacy. Six of Cups. Let's see what the Six of Cups is with the Queen of Cups. Okay, you are known for being very loving to those kind of in your inner circle. So family, friends, people you're really close to. Okay. I think that's why there's like kind of a difference between what you're known for people who are close to you and what you're known for everybody else. Because I feel like people who are close to you honestly know you a lot better. They still feel like you're very serious about your professional life, but I think from their perspective, it's like you just don't deal with like messiness. So if there's like fake friends or people who want to be in a situationship or people who are not serious about you, it's like absolutely not. But if someone is reciprocal with you, if they're committed to you, whether it's a relationship, friendship, family, like you're all in, very loyal, star, very healed person. Five of Pentacles and the Temperance. I think you're also known as someone who has grown a lot in your life. I feel like a lot of people could have seen you over the course of your life or known you when you were younger, and then as you got older, you're known for like transforming. Like, I feel like you've changed a lot over the course of your life. Not necessarily like your core, but maybe your confidence or your self-assuredness or your like belief in your, yeah, 10 of Cups, period. Look at that. Queen of Pentacles, the Strength. Nice. You're known as being very family oriented, very stable. Okay. I feel like right now, honestly, what you're known for is kind of influenced by the cycle you're in right now. So there's something here where I think right now you're really focused on your goals or the life that you want to create for yourself. And I do feel like there's a strong foundation of like either family orientedness. You could have a close relationship with your loved ones. There's a lot of stability there. So I feel like people know you as someone where a lot of your energy is going into like your work or your business, your career. But all the other time goes to family, to connection. Like you're not necessarily sacrificing your close relationships, but they definitely are kind of being allowed to just kind of simmer while you put a lot of energy into some sort of professional pursuit. Your career, your business, whatever you have going on that pays your bills or gets you to your professional goals, that's where a lot of your energy is right now. But at the same time, you haven't left your loved ones high and dry. But I do feel like there's another group of people who feel like very kind of left out in the dust by you. I don't know if this is past people. I don't know if this is people you're not close to anymore. But those people know you as someone, honestly, who's, you know, just gotten a little too big and bad for them. And things are working out for you. Things are growing for you. You're elevating. You're serious. But I do kind of get this thing that if there's people who feel like they've been cast out of your life, they feel like you consider them to be toxic because you're kind of known for that. Like you're known for not dealing with like toxicity. Like you could be known as someone who's like, doesn't like mean people, doesn't like bullies, doesn't like manipulators. Like you're a very serious and legitimate person. Like people know what they see is what they get. You're not going to share everything, but you're not going to be two-faced. And so I'm getting a lot of like assumptions about how you feel about people based on what you're known for. And because you're kind of known for being like that very, a little bit no nonsense, but from a place of love and stability. But once again, like if somebody double crosses you, like it's a wrap. Like if somebody is like talking smack about you behind your back, it's a wrap. And you're kind of known for that. And so people are just kind of inferring their position or your view of them based on what they know you for. And so if people have a good relationship with you, if they feel like you're collaborating with them, if you're investing in them, I feel like a lot of people kind of assume that you see them in a really positive light. And if they're not connected to you anymore, they're kind of assuming that you kind of see them as, you know, not the best investment. But I think it's purely because of their behavior. And I will say this too, like you are also known for being a good investment in general. So like whether it's professionally, like working with you, the more people work with you, the more they're like, oh yeah, like they will deliver, like they make it happen. I mean, I really enjoy the show Mad Men, I'm gonna be honest. I love TV and film. But if this resonates with you, you can go ahead and check out that show if you haven't seen it yet. And obviously Dawn and Peggy's personal lives, we'll leave that on the table, but their professional persona where people know as soon as they walk in the door, like they're gonna make it happen. They've got that professional magic. That's what you're known for. Ace of Cups. People love you, especially like if you're really like focusing on your professional life right now, really continue to fortify that energy. Make sure you're working on your resume, your portfolio, make sure you're building those professional connections, especially in this slightly like turbulent professional space right now. I feel like you have what it takes to really make it through this and even thrive in this next cycle. So be proud of this. I feel like this is something that a lot of people really admire about you. And I definitely feel like the time and the energy and the work that you're pouring into your professional legacy, it will pay off. That's what I have for you, Pile 3. Great energy for everyone today. Very exciting, very dynamic. I hope that resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, those who book personal readings with me, and my channel members who get early access to these pick a card readings. Thank you all so much for being here and hanging out with me once again. And until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you.